That's right. Hey, everybody, I'm Lex.
I'm Jordan with PDQ.com.
Finding firewall rules. I didn't know they were lost.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not looking at the firewall rules on like a router or switch, but the computer.
The actual computer ones, yeah. So some of them may not be lost, but again, there could be some that are hidden. Someone put them out there, or some program put them out there you're not aware of. So we're going to help you find those.
Absolutely.
So let's jump in. The first thing to know about firewall rules, we found over the last week, seems to be two types.
Yes, there's
I'd say good ones and bad ones, but
there's local and ones built by the group policy.
Yeah, and we found this the hard way because, we were like, oh, we'll do firewall settings. And so I ended up looking up firewall settings. I found the one I made. I'm like, good to go. Then we couldn't find any of the group policy ones, so we started using PowerShell. Anywho.
Yep, and the group policy ones can become relevant because setting a policy is not always going to tell you it's going to set a firewall rule, but it will more often than you expect. If you just run one looking for only the group policy, you're probably going to have more rules in there than you're thinking.
Absolutely. So anyway, down this rabbit hole we went. So I'm going to take you through the process I went to find these using a WMI scanner. So obviously pop up your scanners. Okay. I'm going to open this one because I built it and I can't type. So we're just going to go in and edit this guy. So edit the firewall rule. This is the query, and we'll copy that just so we have it because I'm going to use it in a minute. But I went to the WMI launcher and connected it, and I'm like, where do you find firewall settings? Yep. And this guy needs to be, it is way,
We
all right, better?
I think we didn't center.
All right, so the first thing I did was like, I need to search, right? And so I found this really cool search feature on here, and I'm like, I want to search from the root, and I want to search for anything with the word firewall in it. Now, the first time I ran it didn't give me anything because I didn't hit recursive, because there's really nothing under root. So if you hit search under the root, it's going to take a little bit of time. I want to say a little bit, under a minute, maybe 30 seconds. It's going to roll through there, and we're going to get, there you go, ton of results. Now, the other thing I want to point out is I did check all these boxes up here, right? Let me see here. Hey, I even used the highlighter today.
Look at that.
Okay, I checked all those because I wanted to find firewall. Now, where this took me was literally down the path to find these. So you'll notice Guinness root, WMI. So I actually went through every single one of these systematically at the top, working my way down. I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm going to just get you down to where we found this. It ended up being under standard SIMv2 right there. So I ended up doing this. I got down to standard SIMv2, right? Double clicked on that. And you'll notice there's 300 of them. The nice thing here is I can actually type in the word firewall, and it now limits what we've got. So the first thing I did, I clicked on this guy. I hit execute. Two things, not a whole lot of use there.
Yeah, not exactly what we're looking for.
No, well, there's stuff. Not the stuff I wanted, right? And luckily, second one down here now, granted it was the last one of these things I ended up rolling into, but here it is, net firewall rule. Surprise, surprise, that's where they are. And we've got a bunch of different columns of data here. You got your description. So I'm going to paste this really cool. There it is, guys. That's what I ended up with. I'm looking for display name, description, direction, enable, instance, and the profile it's coming from so I can tell if it's a domain, a private, or a public.
Yep, and then I think you have something in there to remove if it's Microsoft.
Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah, thank you. Not like, there's a bunch of, and let's just take a look at the firewall here. See, you'll notice I was looking for, the one I built was 666 allow cat videos. Okay. Well, 666, right? Don't cats protect the underworld?
It's the important of all offices is
yes.
Allow cat videos.
And then, surprise, surprise, guy, allow 666. This one, and the way we designate this, so you can tell the difference, it is a GPO, and it unleashes the gates of heck. So there's a description on the group policy one for the instance of the video here.
I like how we're allowing cats, but then blocking Santa's helper, which is a dog from The Simpsons.
And you know what? It's one of my favorite things about The Office is allowing cats but not dogs.
Yeah, I'm just all of a sudden like, well, I'm going to get back on track. All right, so there's our rules. Now, so I built the scanner. Here it is. Copied this in. Again, it's SIMv2. And this is what she looks like when she built it. Right there. gave it an OK, and then, of course, I scanned these guys. And the great thing, I love WMI scanners. They're super, for the most part, super fast. So when you saw how fast that ran when I executed it, it runs that fast on each machine. So I'm just going to scan the collection with my new Firewall scanner. It's going to run, and then we're going to go take a look at the results I've got on Guinness, because that's where we were looking. So Guinness, we're in it, and down here under WMI, Firewall rules. Now you notice I've got 666, allow the cat videos, because everybody should be able to see cat videos at work, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I don't have the allow 666 with the, unleashing the gates of heck there.
Yeah, which I've heard the description several times. It still makes me giggle.
It started the quandary. It's like, why do I have this and why didn't I get the GPO? So, of course, I'm like, if I couldn't do it, Jordan can do it with probably PowerShell.
And by me, he means Colby.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So what we did find out is the one that's showing up is one that we built locally. The one that's not showing up was assigned by GPO.
Yeah. So when you looked for it...
Yep. Let's swap places. We'll go over to the PowerShell. In my case, it was just a quick Google search of how do I find firewall rules in PowerShell, and it gave me the command.
You didn't click through everything. Guys, I did. I'm like, yeah. Okay, so getnet firewall. I actually ran this because I know just enough PowerShell to call Colby. Hey, how do I write that correctly again? Oh, thanks, man.
Yep, so we'll just do a select display name to keep it a bit cleaner for now. That one.
Whoop. Wow, okay.
That's clean.
That is really clean.
Well,
that worked really well.
It would have been much worse.
At the bottom, though, here.
Yep, the 66 allow cats, but this one also does not have allow cats.
So all of a sudden I start panicking. I'm like, we can't find GPO.
Yep. So we came in here, and I can't remember the, not primary, was it primary status? We'll find out real quick.
Archive, primary activity.
Primary activity, there you go.
It's one of the primaries.
Tab on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Cobra remembers.
Primary store. Primary store.
Policy
store, yeah.
There we go.
And the great thing, he actually showed me the web on. If you look this up, and I don't know, did we include the web link for? If you look this up on the web, it says to display. What is it?
It's like this. It was. It repeated the same word 3 times in one sentence. It's like to display the words in the words.
To display what you wanted to see on the display.
Was it get help online?
Yeah, it was just on the website. When it was, it was not.
Oh, dude, I just tried to drink your drink.
Clear. Oh, no, that's empty again. There's yours.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, select just display name. Now come in here, and then we have the allow 66 that now shows up on the bottom there.
There it is.
But
Firewall.
That was one of the tests the other day too. I'm like, where is it?
Yeah.
Yes,
so
Firewall.
when we basically specified the resultant set of policies, it did find the group policy ones, but the question was why. So I went through and I looked up the command. I'm not in my window apparently.
So, it's basically what you found out is a function that builds a query.
Yeah, it's a function that's part of the net security module.
How do you actually break this down? Oh, you're doing it for everyone so they can see what you did.
So what I do is I'm doing get command, the command that I want, and then not command type. Give me 1 second. I looked all this up before I came in here, and I'm already forgetting everything. Show command info.
Oh, okay.
So if you do that one, it breaks down everything in the command. This is a rather large function. It was incredibly complex and took a lot of looking into it to understand very, very little. But the important part...
the important part is right
at the top right here. It uses for output the exact same SIM instance that we used in the WMI scanner. And reading through it, it doesn't change it if you specify RSOP. Mm-hmm. It changes the query. I'm not sure exactly how, but it doesn't change the SIM. So what we want is exactly where we looked, but
it's in the table, but it won't. I can't get it.
It doesn't display, and when we do the scanner, it doesn't find it. For
Jordan, some reason, how long did it take you to find that?
To find that involved Chris, because I was looking through it, I was lost, and so I had Chris, and then I took Chris away from important tasks, and he couldn't let it go because it was PowerShell.
I love it.
It turned into a whole deal.
I'm like, hey, how's it going? Shut up, Chris is working on it. Oh,
yeah. Okay. So, but all of that to find out, well, it does have something to say. Grab them from group policies. It doesn't change where it looks.
Yeah, it's
the output type.
So the data exists. We kind of assume at this point the API, which is what WMI uses, does not return your GPO.
Yeah,
rules. It's kind of what it seems to be.
Yep. So I guess the problem we have at that point is if it's specified by group policy, we can't really go through and display it in the WMI filter. We have the PowerShell, but we don't have the same PowerShell scanner, so we don't have a table where we can put
I
it in.
heard that PDQ is going to be coming out with a PowerShell scanner
I
soon.
do believe that there is one coming out. I don't know.
That would be great when that comes out. So after we figured this out, I decided, okay, well, group policy, we know what's in group policy. We should know.
Yep.
We can go look at group policy. So I wrote, let me just try, we're going to switch spot? No, we're good. Go to scanner, profiles, and a couple of webcasts ago, I did this applied GPO policies. So I'm like, all right, at least I know the policy's been applied, so it should have any GPO firewall policies, right? So obviously built this scanner, ran it against, we'll just pop Guinness again because we know Guinness has got both of these. And if I go here to my GPO, you'll notice it is, there's our yes firewall. There's the firewall open port 666, which is where we put that rule in GPO. So,
Yep, and then not every one of these will create a firewall rule, but like enable RDP will because it has to, whichever port you specified in the group policy, create the firewall for that. So
what does all this mean? Well, it means we went down a lot of rabbit holes to try and find usable information for you guys, and we came up with this. Two things we can do, and we're going to do them both. One, we can do a PowerShell thing and do a custom field.
Yep.
And I say PowerShell thing because I really don't understand it.
So
yeah.
yeah, basically what we did is, I need to close the Guinness window here. Against this one, I created a tool, and there it is, called Find Cat Videos, which is confusing because we're just finding the rule that allows
That
them.
allows cat videos.
Yep.
So
We're not actually
Yeah.
going through a file scanner and
Yes.
looking for cat videos.
So what it's doing is it's doing the get net firewall rule, and then where the display name is like, and it has asterisk around 666, and then select. And what we're doing is it's a label where I named it Steve because when I don't know what to name stuff, Steve's my default.
Steve's your default.
And then from there, just basically grabs the computer name, and then comment the display name of the rule. So and then exports that into a CSV. So there's a CSV out there of all the computer names that have a random rule applied, and in the same column the actual.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Like out there. There's a CSV. Where is that CSV?
And it is worth noting we have seen when we're running against a lot of machines,
Oh, yeah,
we're
okay.
getting script halted, which is a bug that I'll be creating a ticket on.
Well, we're finding if you're running on a bunch of them, sometimes you got to run a couple times, or we happen to know it's on Guinness. If you go run it individually, we haven't had any problems with
Yeah,
this.
so it seems to be a whole bunch of computers out. We're seeing that issue. We're creating a ticket on it. It seems to be,
So-
it's definitely a bug.
Is Steve perhaps a reference to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
It's
the
not.
monkey.
I used
Steve the
to play video games under the name The Original Steve. And I just always kept it
The
Steve.
original
just-
Steve.
Decided Steve was the thing.
I guess, yeah. I'm a weird guy.
Not Jord, not Jordan, not Jordy.
Nope,
The
Steve.
original Steve.
Yeah. But now that I work with the Steve, it has caused a lot of confusion.
So original Steve, where's that? Let's see that CSV.
The CSV. So we
the
just
original Steve CSV.
all right. So the CSV we built was just here in temp,
Firewall.
and we got Council Rick Guinness. But this creates a CSV, but it doesn't really put it where we want.
I need to get it in inventory to use it.
Yep, absolutely. Let's do a question.
It's a good time for a question, yeah.
Dear Lex and Jordan, can you use PowerShell to add a firewall rule if a certain application is installed? Sincerely, Dan S.
Yeah, so I don't have the exact command for it, but absolutely. You first want to scan for the application, and then if it finds it, then create the rule. And it's I think it's new dash net firewall rule, and you want to specify the port. There's a lot to
Read
it.
the,
but
yeah.
So
and the nice thing is use a dynamic collection to find the machines that have got that, and then you can use that to run your, we're actually do something very similar. Instead of adding a rule, we're going to delete
or
rules. But
if you have inventory, just create a collection for that application. So all the computers
Exactly.
in there, then you can just create a tool that creates the rule and run it against all of them, and it will build it for all those machines.
Yep, absolutely.
I do want to show the.
Well, yeah, that's actually, let's just jump into that. That's a great thing. So I'm going to build a dynamic collection at this point because we know that 666 allow cat videos exists. So we'll just name this.
We're going to swap again.
We'll just name this
Two-step.
cat firewall, right? Boy, that's original, almost. And I'm going to go look at that WMI table I built, which is firewall rules. Display name contains 666. Allow cat. Close enough, I'd imagine.
Yep. So
And we should.
in the case of the question, instead of the WMI scanner, you just want to use the applications table.
Yeah,
and
looking
look
for the application.
So it's
yeah.
the same filter, just different table.
Yep. And there we go. We got Counselor X, Guinness, Morty, and Rick all have. And let's just pop up Morty and take a look at Morty's firewall. WMI applied GPO, firewall rules, allow cat videos.
Yep. All right, and then since that one's in there, there's also we did create the CSV, but there's the importing where we want to import it. So if we just come into this is just something that I wrote up here with once again a lot of Colby's help. He came in while I was in a panic at the end of the day and just fixed it in 30 seconds. So basically, we're just running the CLI.
Yes.
The built-in for
inventory
inventory.
CLI to do a custom
Import
import.
custom fields. We're pointing to the CSV we built. We've got the computer column and a name Steve, and then the custom field is display name equals cat videos, and then allow overwrite. Right. So if we run that one, it goes through there. If we came in here, and it is worth pointing out, I did before we started this create the actual custom
Yeah.
variable called cat vids.
And you can do that under options. And probably ought to update that bad boy there.
Yeah.
Since we do have cat vids. Just pop up Guinness. Yeah, there you go. That's updated. There it is.
And there's in there. So then you have at least a custom field of which ones have the one-off rule you're looking to remove. All right. But now we've got a problem is we have this one that was built by some probably very helpful service desk person.
Or possibly some software that needed. Some
Yep.
I like cat video software.
But we also have the ones that are written by the group policy. So we've got two rules that are doing the same thing. So if you got one for group policy, you're probably just better removing the local ones.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. We got another question.
Nope.
All right.
All right, well then let's switch. I'll just create the package on actually removing that real quick.
Removing the package.
Yep. So it's the same thing that we did before where it's the get dash net firewall rule. And then you do where. And I know this is less than optimal where I'm putting the where in a pipe, which makes it so it grabs all the data and then it's going to be a slower version of the command instead
Okay.
of just doing a filter there. Display name, like, like that. So we'll just run that to make sure it finds it.
And again,
Yep.
because he didn't run that with RSOP, it's not looking at the group policy. It's just looking at
local,
the
yep.
local ones that were built.
All right, now that we're sure that it's grabbing the one we want,
Are we sure?
Yep.
If you're going to delete it, I want to be sure.
it's right there, allow cat videos in my kind of straight line.
Kind of straight line.
Net firewall rule. And then we don't need to put any other parameters in there because we're finding it with the get, so we're pushing all that over to the remove.
Let's
So
test it before we build a package and launch it, I think. What, you want to just run it right here on?
just remove it from Guinness.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I guess, yeah.
Oh, what if? Yeah, okay.
Yep, so it will, and it gives you the GUID of the one that would be removing on that one. So if we take that without the what if and we go and we build a actual
Build a
package.
package, okay.
Yep.
I like that.
Package.
PowerShell step. Can you put any conditions on this? I mean, could this be dangerous?
Well,
I am ultimately a coward. I just don't want to build a resume generating package.
That's the beauty
Yeah.
of the what if.
Yeah.
You can see what
That-
happens.
No, I'm with you, but we launched this out, and let's say, we didn't actually want it to go to Colby's machine because Colby likes cats.
so we can do, is it a member of the collection that you built? If you
I
want-
would
you want to be safe.
definitely do that, and I would probably not run it on a server because, again, I am.
Cat firewall. Yep. Oh yeah, so you also
I'm just a coward.
Okay.
All versions up there. Let's just say only on workstations. Because if that is on a server, someone should be allowed to watch cat video.
exactly.
I guess, so.
they've earned the privilege, and we did name it, I believe, No More Cats.
No more cats. Why
So-
did we start picking on cats?
Sad day.
Well, we're just locking down the cats. It got out of hand.
Did it just too many of them? There's like feral cats
You
everywhere.
give cat videos an inch.
It's
they'll
more
take-
of a waste
they'll
of
take a
time.
mile.
Is it? No. This has nothing to do with production at work. It has everything to do with cats.
They're
Okay.
super cute,
Super cute.
and that's why you got to block them.
Got to block.
Exactly.
There'll be no
So
cuteness.
much time.
Oh, yeah.
Our productivity has plummeted.
Hey, before you launch this,
Okay.
no, go ahead. I just want to show you this. The way you do this is absolutely, I do it a little bit different, but just go build it. Just don't launch it, and then I'll show you what I would do.
All right,
So
I do,
you went to inventory.
inventory, right click on the collection run again,
Mhm.
tools, and then deploy. And it will open up and give you a list of
Okay.
no more cats. But you said you don't want me to run it because you want to show how.
Yeah, get it right to the point where, no, hit OK on this.
Okay, well, that will.
It won't run it.
Oh. I'm a
Okay,
step
so
ahead.
you came to it this direction, okay, from inventory that way.
Mhm.
And I'm just, have you just always done it that way?
It's just how I'm doing on this one because we built the collection run on hand. Normally I would do the choose targets.
I just want you to know, because it's not the way I do it, it's wrong.
No, okay.
Even though it'll work. But no, I would have gone about it the other way. I'd just gone straight here, deploy. Once, obviously, I just think this is faster. And choose targets. I'm going to go right after my cat firewall. Boom.
Yeah, that absolutely.
I just thought
is
that was
faster.
faster, so.
Well, I was actually just more going for the education.
Is
of
that
our
what it is?
watchers. Oh,
Education.
we have another question?
All right, let's hit it.
Let's run
No,
that.
no,
Let's go.
no, don't run it. This goes fast. Hold on.
Dear Lex and Jordan, do you recommend adding firewall rules for domain only or domain/private if the computer is being used by a remote user? Sincerely, ASBA.
We're going to write a firewall rule that blocks ASB. I'm just kidding. Well, here's, boy, that's probably a question for Alex, security guy.
Yeah.
It was funny when we started doing this, I called Alex and I'm like, hey, we're going to be showing some firewall stuff and I want you to be okay with it. And he's like, what are you showing? But here's the thing. In my opinion, and again, firewall, it's opinion and security kind of driven. So how secure do you want to be? I don't like letting anything public that you don't have to. Just one less place to be exposed, maybe?
Yeah, I guess.
See if you throw something in on chat.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see if.
Hopefully Alex will chime in here. Colby, what are your thoughts? Domain, private, public firewall rules. What are you thinking? Remote user.
I'd probably do all three just to be safe.
Okay. So when it comes to public, what do you lock everything down or do you just, I mean,
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't want like if you're in a cafe or something, the people on that local Wi-Fi network don't need access to my SMB shares.
You get
no,
80, and you get 443.
all of a sudden, I'm scared to go have coffee with Colby.
You should be.
And that probably is the best case. And
Yeah.
if it is something that has your company private data on it, more security is going to be a better bet.
Yeah, it's probably the best rule of thumb. Stick with more security and ease up on it. But ultimately, if you got to get the work done,
Yep.
warn people if it's going to be scary so that you're covered, I guess.
Yeah.
Boy, that sounded like the unanswer of answers ever.
We gave you 5 answers that gave nothing.
Still waiting for Alex.
That's right.
We'll see if Alex.
All right, so you going to kick that?
let's try to see if it.
Now, the great thing is we've got this set up to do a scan afterwards. The problem is we're scanning applications. So when this finishes running, and it should be, boom, way fast, we're going to jump back into inventory. And again, you can set those scan profiles. Let's just go up here real quick. Options, scan profiles, and it's right there, bro.
There you go.
And open, let's just edit the firewall one. Again, you can set triggers on these. If there is no trigger set, you're going to have to run it by hand. So you'd set your triggers here. I always like the scan age. So if a machine ages out of a scan, it gets run again.
We'll just make it 7 days.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't do it 7 minutes. But, okay.
I just figured we'll be running it manually.
Yeah, we
in
will. Go
this
ahead and
case, so-
save that because that's actually a really cool scanner.
And the sketch is 7 days old.
And then to run it by hand, again, go select all your computers. 'Cause I want to run on everybody, man. Because
Oh,
I
you
want to
wanna
make
run
sure
against
nobody skates through
I was
honestly
protecting myself from bad code.
from bad. What, you think I would write bad?
No,
Anything?
no. There are 2 people here that wrote stuff.
It's all
so
bad.
we want to run firewall or GPO?
Oh, definitely firewall. The GPO has nothing to do with what we're trying to
Yeah.
remove.
Let's run And then hopefully when these are done scanning, we'll see them
Hopefully.
disappear.
Okay, so when we test, we test live. Come
Hey.
on, Morty. Yes, we
Nailed
did
it.
it.
I mean,
We got to celebrate the wins, guys, even if they're little.
I never had a doubt.
You almost got away with doing that. Okay,
fact that you
let's
said
try that one more time. We knew that was going to happen.
Exactly like I saw.
Boom. Yeah.
I mean-
I don't even believe it when we try hard.
PowerShell don't lie.
PowerShell, don't I
Yep.
got it. Yeah, let's
If that's
do the
another
question.
Dear Lex and Jordan, can you use PowerShell to enforce the Windows firewall to use private instead of public when connecting to a particular SSID? Sincerely, Billy Z.
You know, I don't know off the top of my head, but let's take a look at.
PowerShell to force Windows to use a private instead of.
Let's do a,
Yeah, I
do
would-
a git dash command here, and I'm just basically going to find all commands that have firewall in it and see if there's anything intuitively that will.
Allow that? Okay, force it.
So these are
Yeah,
all the
I-
different functions here. So
While you're looking, I'm going to ask the universe. Is there a firewall? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I do that with my kids. My kids are coming out for spring break, so. Yeah, do you
so-
want to go here,
Yeah,
Dad?
so we have quite a few in there.
Oh.
You can set the profile or the rule or security filter. I imagine
You do the setting. There's
settings. Yeah.
I imagine if you can build one, you should be able to set it. I would imagine.
Yeah, so I imagine one of the set rules you should be able to change it. If it, you just basically you'll want to do the get first to find the specific rule you want, and then pipe that into the set.
Okay.
Looks like there's about 10 or so in there, as long as you've got the net security on there, which I think most computers should have that by default. You should be able to load those commands and change that right there.
Test it live in production. Don't do that.
That
don't,
is-
don't do that. So, Colby, any thoughts on that question, man? You're
It
over there writing the code right now to do it.
No, I'm actually personally not familiar with this, but it looks like ASB admin in the chat possibly gave us the answer.
Oh, set connection profile name. Yep. Category.
Okay, get rid of that ASB firewall rule that I said I was putting out. Move that. So,
Okay. So just in the chat, I'll just put it up here and to highlight
You're
it
gonna-
here.
We'll do it live.
sit. we test live. A little funny story. We've been working on this for the week, and Colby or Jordan's like, "Yeah, I'll have the rest of it in the morning." So I get in the morning. Chris is in his office. Colby's in his office. I'm like, I do this,
Hey guys.
and this guy, he's like, "Is it time to start panicking?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's
did
like,
you
"We
say
got
that to
this,
me?"
man. We got this." And I'm like, "Great. Now I got to go remove something."
Yeah, so
Yeah,
not
there-
so much
okay.
running it, but I just so instead of the chat, just so it's on the video. That command there, if the rule contains 666, which for examples would set it to public.
No. That won't work right now because we just deleted all the.
Yes, that would
That would in case put it to public.
Yeah, I don't imagine it'd work against a domain.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Policy.
guess we have another question.
Yeah.
And we have a non-relevant question. Is it possible to inventory a specific event from the Windows event log? For example, the system boot up event. Thanks, Pat D.
So
Okay. Let's take a look because I know you can look. Here we go. We'll go to computer. Let's just go take a look at Guinness, right? And we can look at. Can we look at events? For some reason, I thought we could. But if you could look at events, wouldn't that be on a left?
yeah, so the problem is it would only show up after a scan of the computer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it wouldn't be like a live thing. Like once the event popped up, we would see it and run it. It would basically
Yeah.
you'd have to have a scan that runs that would see the event.
Okay.
In which case the gap there is going to be
There will
pretty
be a
big.
gap, yeah.
If you're scanning,
But if you're just collecting the last time it rebooted, there's other ways to do it
if
from
you
computer
can just
uptime. but-
Control H, which will give you the heartbeat, let you know if it's online.
Mhm.
So I don't know of a way to make it so it will run within a schedule to work with other stuff unless you have it scanning just
Every-
all the time.
a lot of scanning. Colby's eyebrows went up when we were talking about it, so he's got something to say.
You can query the event log through WMI, so you can build a WMI scanner for that.
Okay.
And it's actually in our KB for the WMI scanner.
Okay.
High
But
five.
to your point, with the you would have to scan this periodically. There are log gathering applications out there. One that I like to use is called Graylog. That's a nice free open source one. easy-ish to set up. And you can set up alerts on it and stuff. So like if you wanted to know every time a computer booted up, you could have it email you.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on if you're looking for a timestamp or if you're looking to do something based off it. Because, again, like Jordan said, that scan would have to be running fairly aggressively to catch it within a certain amount of time of when it
I think more aggressively than would be wise.
Yeah. Or, hey, if you had to, you could build a heartbeat schedule so when it comes up, you could run something on that.
There you go.
Then again, that computer has to go from offline to online in inventory, so.
Okay.
So, I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no lot. I mean, most of the high level policies are going to be done.
No. We covered every possible avenue. And
handled by the
aspect.
network administrator.
That is true. Again, guys, just remember from this, take away two things. One, group policy. You can see your group policies. Look at them there. Two, you can go after the onesie twosies like the allow cat videos we did, using WMI scanners, and then ultimately, I hate to say this because it gives them a big head. PowerShell can get all that information for you. You just got to get it into inventory to use.
And if anyone can find that query that will find the GPO ones with WMI, let us know, and we'll give you full credit on that.
Absolutely. So appreciate for you guys watching us, and we'll catch y'all later. I'm Lex.
I'm Jordan.
See y'all later.
Thanks for joining our webcast today. Congratulations, Dan S. and ASB, winners of PDQ swag, as well as Steve C., winner of Lex's shirt. Please send us your info at webcast@pdq.com, and we'll get your goodies out to you as soon as we can. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week.